assalamu alaikum badin lamoy lalu anin juber labe dawda nyin tembola drong ngali konton ka murunali Atlantic TV alnal badi malem Fatoumatta Mbye and of course Bitilo kacha min kanali tenen ka bo talantan nin kelen kata talantan nin fulakan bidum na luntanga momenti bawo luntanga la matati do amanke luntanga ti Gambia banko kanjam bar Atlantic TV. This is the first time of Mbasoto kan Atlantic TV jam more especially na platform to Bitilo program. So for that being the case luntanga la mati Atlantic bara amanke luntanga ti Gambia, but it's so unfortunate bawo nta fama ako kunun nyancholu ako hani subo men fata kunun ibukadum ako bari bi nyanchola ko ni dara marsetu ako janning abe diale bulo kono karakil ngobe kake mafi jara wafilalde baden nyancho ya ko ende male ako nana tan jang ni ngani nen kawla dalilo be jeme atina wo kake woto ngalon ko o dalilo jani be na programme ko na bo firin nan le saje nsa a stop pour kam fama la nyum ko makan fo because no one all the time betula fola because mang any dalilo je munan nyancholu kake andung I don't see any reason why they should in fact do that because kunu nyancholu obviously wol mu wor yellati dok am naka Mr. Manneh honorable Pa Manneh nge kontong bake kontanta bake fanan ke soto Atlantic TV and of course nge bismillah se bulay ni na la mo la ñoo kontong folo e dalilo fo ñamuna na nyanchol ka ma fi jaar wafuke
ye nyanchol ka ma fi jaro wa
itela ko ni nata iba fa la dalilo memba ko
ani ko
kando nyanchol nge ni dolo bata konkongol la
wallahi
ha na duta kuntuda man taf
ha ku kilim bije nyancho ya la longo asunta minna mbembalu kunun kila jawarol la muyti andu wo kila jawara ya kono ye kekende ya jamal lekije wayatina nyancho ya funtita bake yo bari butung jamano katala ka yelama
okay
na nyancho ya ka funti na duta ni kilo be kering andu bi jamano la on tel buka kilo wulindi ni kilo ketalom nkataka ke fatar lalti warante fasar lal sila nikele te keri yalante kelo kela
so
killing flanyon dunia ka falin nyancholi ka fo min ka fo en ko ni sonta min na isontale ba ni balante mu ibanguleng yo kunun Mohamed Ba dino mang sembo soto na jamano kan aya tinnambe sonin ke yala na wo sonin ke ya wato wala be mbulu nga wala ta nka tamaya wala nka dala bota konkon ke wato bari jamono nata falin fo nata jin si nyol ku ke nyol badi ngolu wol be keta Mohamed Ba dino molti
okay
sila nata na song dino la
wala na jalo
ka sonta dino la sonta minna sontale wala tna sañ to nyaay ka kamane ñol soto kan saane ñol soto bawon sontale son lalatale al mamol be jemi yalla ko manelom talibol manelom sanelom bara manke na jote yati manke ko ay minke don balanta minna balanta kunu bar bi bawon sonta sontale fa
wala na jalo ka fo malla bedolo men na saane ni manel mol yata well abaraka bake honorable Pa Manneh like I said contenta bake for the first time of having you here and of course Mbye congratulations on your new appointment as the new flag bearer new campaign manager of the United Democratic Party. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Bari jani beduna kacha kono mbala filal na jumalam honorable Pa Manneh because jamaka Pa Manneh tole moy but they don't actually know who is Pa Manneh. Jamaka Pa Manneh just screen no leto they don't actually know who is Pa Manneh. Jumalam honorable Pa Manneh
honorable Pa Manneh atalo United Democratic Party la campaign manager national campaign manager formal definition of
not actually Pa Manneh wuluta min tole Pa Manneh kuluta min tole Pa Manneh karambu jumal ke Gambia banko kan Pa Manneh karambu jumal ma outside the country
mashallah
atambita ning sila jumal la fo bi abedamento
ye kori time o be solo o be la
you just break it down yes you just fast track it
Pa Manneh tewla wululalu fama ka fa Mr. Ibrahim Manneh
okay
Mr. Ibrahim Manneh ate bota CRR
okay
ka fo sate mi YBK fuladu YBK abota wolto you know mbama ka fa Fatou Diallo Fatou Diallo bota afama bota Georgetown Makati bara bama bota Sankulakunda you know so but he's more of Sankulakunda bante wuluta brikamale
okay
and danaka wuluta brikamale wuluta brikamale long you know only that farmer being an agriculturist also
okay
you know abenu bahama jang jundum where you have the army camp, agricultural station, let know. You know, then there was no army. The army camp was in there. Army camp over Dami and all of them college.
Okay.
Undam College. You know, so for a move to Sapo. Yeah, Sapo for an agricultural station. Mimbe CRR.
Yeah.
Kabra moved to J, na moved to Nyola J.
Okay.
You know, so Kabra moved to Nyola J. You know, then I went to Brikamaba School.
Okay.
You know, Brikamaba, all of school to me, I don't have a Sapo bala. You know, so I went to Brikama School 1 to 5. Then I came back home to Brikama.
Okay.
To go and do my primary 6 at Kasakunda Primary School.
Okay.
Reason B, na Uncle Mbama Kotoma Bakilim Fakiling, Obe Education Lekono, headmaster tino. Okay. Atele school yele. Kasakunda school yele.
Okay.
You know, so Mbama contact stubborn taleno. Are
you stubborn or Mama?
No, I don't see stubborn, but I want him to study and pass common entrance. In those days, common entrance, more pass and everything.
Okay.
So I feel ko inte stubborn tale, so I am ko not stubbornness but inte study lante kana. So I love ngata ala brother ya, you know ngata wa ba headmaster ti. Tumando si fenke you know. Not a Kasakunda Primary School, you know, that year.
Okay.
You know, I sat to the common entrance there. Luckily, I passed.
Okay.
You know, near Jube. With more common entrance, pass among the whole school. Can you imagine the whole school that year? One pass.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
The high school strategy.
Okay.
You know, yeah. Then I left. Still, you know, I have to come closer to her again.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I be Sapo, you know, but I in some then I used to choose Muslim high school.
Okay.
But he still want me to be closer. And some Basse Nasir.
Okay.
Nasir Ahmadiyya Muslim High School. You know, gonna form 1 in 2 Kijele.
Okay.
You know, then I have to come back. I say I have to come back.
Okay.
You know, then I came Pruka complete in Nusrat. And course complete.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite. But Miro Memfoko, a stubborn talent, is that actually the case? Or maybe you were stubborn.
Maybe defiant talent.
Okay.
You know, Nhani talent.
Oh, okay.
Nhani talent. You know, back Nasilo Mansia.
Okay.
You know, I was so open.
Okay.
You know, because probably Mbye culminator course was nguluta dami mfam until ya mo grand place quality.
Okay.
Mfam normally bring Bahama jang yundum. You know, ala friend soul na la colleague soul most of the time.
Okay.
After work, you know, they will all converge at our home. You know, like a CJ, like a kachal kijele and stuff. You know. You know, y'all need Delta, y'all grand place from Okona. Kabrim moved to Sapo fana.
Okay.
The same thing used to happen.
Okay.
You know, so Delta wala kono kachal ning, you know, if na la friends will la nyo sabal ni la kachal Delta wala, ika open mind back.
I know.
You know, so te open mind ta wala nyama. Sen koto kill ka kena friends salty and stuff.
Okay,
also.
all right.
You know. So I was so open. I can discuss with my mom anyhow, you know, and that in as much as me so be alone, you know. But then, you know, so I can just nyama, you know, not cool be sharing. So maybe the sense of activism also. Tartan koton now dindim. I will give you a story. Intebenung nursery school. I used to say it sometimes. Mbe nursery school. Na nursery school mo Mothers Union banjulon dinjang.
Okay.
Yan mbama afama kabela bota na Georgetown. Juna what mo mbama nyol be dindi yaring. I moved to banjulon dinne. So I tell Kluta Babylon in there. Yo, Mbe Bahama time min na dindima na nurse school nga kumasi jela. After jump ta jela.
Okay.
Mothers Union nurse school min Banjulon ding. Until on first batch TJ.
Okay.
You know, I can remember being there at that time. What moment primary school following age 6, 7. Nkabo Bahama le katama kata Banjulon ding. In as much as traffic woman high no what more because sila moto problem or motor man sia. You know, Kataji school ninjita nga sena.
Okay.
There was a day I can remember. Nganna friends all flangolu, you know, will be la farmanual officials in Bahama ji.
Okay.
Come. Nita ko alngata police. You know police.
Okay.
angata police nga fo en kon telta tamalan singola fo ni moto provide non mfa manual be do ko la masakunda ya na sa
Okay.
When I went to report that police officers kumandile ka fo nyoy alni la mo nyinde no la ka kuma defa but it was interesting for them.
Okay.
Except they try to communicate my dad ka fine ko I need danko bandino the police, you understand, and he would tell my mom ko kabiri ya call e kayan ko tell dum permanent ako isne danko bandino the police, akijoya for a back. I wonder what was happening.
Okay.
So I fumba maya ka idungo de police de ko ngatan danko je but kabra nata ye nyun ko fay but police wol kayan ko dinno lon de bari ko mom fo mutonya ko molti dindingol lon ka travel ka bo yundum bahama camp kana jang traffic ko hay nyaaw na silolam be dindi yaren natural si will provide from that day on yemoto provide mi yalon ko akan dindingol be bondi bahama kan samba school.
Wow.
Yalo mu activism le de mi yalon ko akumashita
Exactly.
Yo wonata continue le. I can remember pour kata ka kumo jam sutiande demanding a similar thing happens when I was in Nusrat also. Kabo brikama moming be brikama students only siata kabo brikama kata Nusrat kata Gambia High St. Augustine's Muslim siata.
Okay.
Boss ko kake problem wote. I led a crusade can make sure ngata GPTC in those days can make sure enough boso li sort of pour students all ferry ke bonde brikama ke samba wayati na lefang otumo boso ni fano keta aka student no dolta nam from Banjul and others kanaki drop milk na brikama secondary school ake finge wokola la kanan telta barin kalit ntella o protest ya tinale boss fula beke la brikama
le
isajen ka buji juna mkana late.
Okay. Honorable, without wasting much time, ngadung program ko because mo be yaron ko Pamani is a politician. You are a politician of a particular political party, Menkata United Democratic Party. But Jenimba Duna Wakono, take us through a political tariff demanding for more. Jenimba Duna deep into United Democratic Party.
Coming up, Kumasi Daming, nanging activism, willing catapult into politics.
Okay.
In school, I can remember in Nusrat also, even before Nusrat, Nasir, nga start ka administration ke question about certain things.
Okay.
In Nasir, nga one fenkoje malong for I would have for famous activism lam for infamous activism lam but I keta nunje minketa they would say ko student binala ila 1 year fees everything nyanta minjola bajo lombang books bills or lombang uniform lombang everything iba bele jola then they would supply, you understand, adu molka obejo but sometimes it can have sort of certain material, certain books. Abuka soto. What are you could be jole? Yaje. So mulka to side complaints and stuff. Ni man korido sort of extra to go and buy second-hand books or books from other people.
Okay.
It's a textbook also la. And we supply on your man soto, be man soto.
Okay.
Yaje. So I led a protest on that. Kaitandiko. They can only collect money from people, based on material only min soto. You understand? E kana kodo be ta mol bulu foka pare manna material be soto. O ni woketa ni abejo ni supply wato sita ni mam min soto woto wo kodo yo murundima you go and buy it. Ima okay. So nga protest ke against that. Nenenga minke wala mientiko because wotumo ye discipline sort of back in Ahmadiyya school. E kala fi uniform mo I correct. Those days tell school ji. Samoto jante kala white samoto leti.
Okay.
Kawaso e ke film mati. Then kurto film ma then ka koyo an bajo. Either of this ninga mankita drong ima uniform nga minke drong ngam fam mankinde bajo la nga uniform o karam yan ko bajo and they wouldn't want that. Kabila fenke dan ko en kon nakodo min balbulo wayna nan foron sita bajo sang.
Okay.
So kata diamo nin ku jamata ji ay diamo wulinde fo fenke so what had made changes.
Okay.
You understand? When I came to Nusrat the same thing ngam for students all representative soul council ning prefectural and stuff wol nyante kala mo leti mi yalla ko student ol fon la nyante to monna because wol la nyante represent la pour in school administration tema not the administration ka jube ni student o wala ko di ata yewta ya fo wala be kala Allah head boy ta Allah head gal also you know.
So hold on. Are we coming towards the political side?
Yes, I'm coming.
Okay.
Me atina activism nying.
Okay.
Political zeal dinna.
Okay. All
you
right.
understand? Wole atina ngaje ko. When it comes to even nationhood, administration, banku maro, governments, woto mol la nyanto mo minti.
Okay.
Ani mol lafta mina wole nyanta kela. Ning al lafta weke nak falsa la lodu la ata.
Okay.
You know, na be jarla protest la. You know, when I say protest, not to demonstrate or so. When I say protest, to showcase, you know, what you have.
Okay.
You know, na be jarla wala okay. So it started from there.
Okay.
So which means na political fenko in Safoko it's just natural.
Natural.
When
okay.
I was an activist from childhood.
Okay.
Anata wala nyama. Ngamera time wala nte ba maka jako nying akunjata la fenkete la.
Okay.
But watara mbe.
You are targeting something.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, for nata na political.
Doom political.
But political kono mte ba kumasela watu mena with all honesty. You know, otembo doiling orient
okay.
back. You know, when I was in high school, you know, being an activist here, anti-apartheid, what more apartheid system of South Africa. You know, Nelson Mandela nyol la ko biji, you know, Mbye Mira Kang, Shamora Michelle nyol and everything.
Sure.
You know, mi ko African liberation struggle be on watu mina Namibia swapo, you know. So wukube kuno watu mina, you know, then doi nata kamiro mingi tande mola, you know, mo nyantela nyantolo na nyaming, you know, banko nyantamara la nyaming, you know, banko si develop no nyaming.
Okay.
Fana, you know, handing at a resource balbulu. Well yaita ni mola lako banko tekere mim fota. Ye fengo fen soto you can model bije mo soto andi be sulari ngala. You can work on that car make sure ay nafa kula isaje ya bondi doli wo soto je ite tona min soto wena nan jam.
Exactly.
So ngo bele je bari wo bete keno la politiko koma. So wole ndundi politiko koma ndi ngo orientation soto doyala. Halifa Sallah ne si deja ta keta muti mi yalan kon ke la moy baake you know karantebulu baake
they were political members.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah, you know.
Honorable, let's talk about United Democratic Party.
Right.
You as a new campaign manager of the party, because ngajele previously months back ngajele some of the executive members, many alonko wolle botaje, people like Ahmed Talib Benzouda, people like Karafa Sonko, ite menna Plasota, and all of people Tombong Sedi and Lamin Lopi Jame and all of that. So nata je bri position volta ye di, ite nata ke the lucky one team winter as the campaign manager. Adunga for ham fananko campaign manager la do ko mente, that is to sell your candidate to the people of the Gambia. Menketa la flag bearati. How do you intend to sell your candidate for the upcoming 2026 presidential elections?
Oh, thank you very much. Wo kumara bari mamera wo kolata bake. Because mbije ibe candidate o min fokan.
Okay.
Kufulalom. Candidate o fon. Amo minti yalo ate mu marchandise solete. You are saying ben candidate o wafla nyaadi.
Exactly.
Yo ning marchandise lom. Wala minti ko tumando na marchandise o mbawa fela nyaadile yo marchandise o wafo folo minka diande wala marchandise o fon marchandise o fon la betea okay. nim banano lam e lafta wafla ite be diamo min fola ka fonna banano be afenka na bari min lafta sanna fasi banano nyinje na yaje na be ke kuring so candidate o nyin o mu one aspect lati
okay.
Na candidate o pour kayita ndi molla ka fo mole mo sifa mim mati pour kayita ndi ko a jartale o man ko la ya wala alhamdulillah en ka fay baba for reason ay faya si entel mo jamale because mo be kala fi yemo ko mandi fala mi yalan ko aya mankuto soto
okay
ka banko mara nyanta mankuto kendo soto lale mo yato no bari nyanta londo soto lale nyanta hikma fana soto lale
okay
nyanta kala sabar la bati fana nyanta kala mulete mi yalan ko ila jar jaro you know a senata bake
sure
nyanta kala moti mi yalan ko mol ya jeko yes mol la sulo soto adun baba e wo soto you know jannaay dum politiko fankono
okay
ngawoje baba keta moti mi ya lonko ay loya ya le karang ay loya ya karang aketa loyati mi loya ya dafa wutumo gambian kol milbe loya ya la mansia dantannam bari wo kola anataka moti mi ya lonko ay sulo soto do balla koto baki pour que ma koy ala loya ya kono
okay
ma foka fenci ka dila de bari dunia jamano kono society kono mol ka sula loya layla ku jama mol ka nakare ya kela ka boy kan kela fonta bari bawo loi banko le kan fo si ko nyin samba loi la ni ya samba loi la fo loya la si loke difen akata moti mi ya lonko alota do baliye bake bake andung amajube bota daming amajube momenti ni nata e futatama yela case put across kamin jube fotonya tonya yete nakariyale
okay
ka loye mo be yo sede ala koto andung amam fen nyinin ka woto jama nka fole ko wati do ala able secretary mi yalon ko na meta bake fat nyan you know wala ne ka foko anyaya jele mol kana ka ke soto e kumboto e kanaya ka itandala ko be lafring ay loye ba otumando asatara ila korda ye wala tebulu andu satara ni la dimbal bebe jikiri wo korda le be funtindla wonyong sifal ngota as an example bara wona ke sifal fanyan ka foko ikana hani ibela case file jola minna abukata rebulu aka fa fanyaye na kodo bondi ya kateje komi ngatele ya jo aka mulla case file jo ate fonga ya pour ka wala case ta ni pareta ya fo ko ta yedwa jamano e useni yo ku sifal kele banko kan alhamdulillah siata mo tewo dispute no la you know lot of famous cases nyol mi dal ko keta jang alo ta wala janna alhamdulillah
sa akamunta in sort
ate marchandise la mi yalan ko fana bar ni botaji
okay
anatake moti mi yalon ko abe political party wala nyaton kayaka pour ka wafi o political party ko no nkad la kilin jube
okay
political party o mem United Democratic Party asotota nyaadi le asotota wati jamale nka party jamal je hani bi party ol mil yalon ko be lo kan jang jama e ka lo around an individual
yeah sure
mo kilin ne ka jako inte lafta kala president whatever the case handing ata ya feel oh I want to effect change I want to lead the country so that nsi mo la balunya so nyande baraka na aka center around you that personality ye party on low foka pare ya nya tonka ya party on mil baby ya ni la history ju babe kon nyam bar party on min usen da boya nya tonka ya on party on mi yalon ko alota wato mi yalon ko nyim banko be ngata wala kono because bring a independence soto PPP man sakundara be jang mbe jang up to 1994 coup d'etat keta ko mala suti akama coup d'etat min keta on constitutional change of government banko mol man ota handing atara moli ya lonko ye opposition party lo jang parties like NCP GPP e be jang e be lafrin banko e fale nyaawnya bari be lafrin ay ke luwale koto anin sartol koto birin coup d'etat keta ya jakum mbe lafrin farin wala bari mbe lafrin ala luwani sartol koto ning atara wolam ñil mi coup d'etat ke mankuno je ya kele fa banta bari banko nyanta muruna to constitutional rule e be wala advocate kan no ila wo advocacy kono ñimul nata jago okay fine we will return the country to constitutional rule
okay
but then mfana be lola lembe patio lola mfangalen banko moli aje ko ñil mo nyanta hakil to kele la kotole fonni ke wol mi yalon ko kidole taye banko la constitutional blow inata ko be lola woto wol they would want to make sure in any which way ye gagner ye see
sure
woto nabe wonyama can we see the country and not ourselves Asan Musa Kamara nte mu GPP kolte ninna patio Sheriff Diba nte mu NCP PPP woto mo sara wati jang barabe oje jallo bulu nakeba alama ala yam fukaye you know be wala bulu why not we come together nga bankoje nga one entity law
okay that's the coalition
okay wole UDP law nyakata tan
okay
yo patio min lo ta wo sinkan kan banko la ko kama mol mi ya lo ibe la selfish interest landile
okay.
e banko je de come together mo nyanta hakil tuwo kala wo patio lo nyatole kabra lo ta fana oto mo nyaton katije mil ya lo ma amanke ko tele lafta ka ke nyaton ko ina ta fuko lo ta la register now we need to have a leader
okay
they want to search for a leader moro ye mo jamale konkon jande ke leader ti at that time people give various reasons or excuses you know genuine or ingenuine whatever
okay.
but whatever reason nyaton ko man sotono adu molbe sularing nyili ya foko election o bitakela 96 you understand until some of those people thought of Ousainou
Dabo
ibala ko mi rela wato mina mantara nyim banko kan
okay
o bango tembo Ousainou kamin fodron na lafta kapatio lo a fangoye ay nyining ay ke president asake no a londo bala ning atara fankolam a fanko bala ning atara wulu nyalam aya wulu a wuluta a wulu nya bala ning atara darajolam a darajo bala bara a mantara into politics abe service ke kan humanity ye ani nyimbanko ye in the area I mean study wo kanyantama kabriya choose anata nan kuma suti ya kama anin banko mol kachata ka jube ko nyin sulo man katela sulote bari banko mol la sulo lo nin atara jarta I sacrifice to lead this country. This party aba kelale risk min bebi aya be sute but he can sacrifice and do it for
lead the party
so momi ya lonko anata accept wonyala fay nyim party o lead ntenga wol bele jube mbuka nyina wol lungol lela you understand party o lo ta nyaadile jumal le ya lo dalila jamale kan ye min ka nyaton koti wo mo sifa nyaadi dete kabri ya fay ay mine consider prior accept ka wo party o lead kanatara wo cruciate kono bari wo kono 1996 fojam nimbe futala 2016 wo jamal le kata nimbanko kan adu wol mil keta aketa molla from various areas from various angles bara aketa UDP lalde aketa UDP la bara aketa Ousainou Dabo fana lale woto nabe wo nyama pour hakil to ke wo mari la kola wo wartale wo dum min be kata jangaje ko amanke gamyan kolye kuti mi yalon ko be mabori yele ya be kala mutale and obviously lumina abinala ay min fo wala minti ko mbenyin leadership tala pour ka nyim patio tete nga man sakundata pour nyim banko mol du senem lalati ni nga banko ta nsi seno yiri wande nga seno balunde katon seno lay si nyim banko bono pour nyim banko mol lafte dingul karang karam mol si topoto no ya on sande mol ye karang o satare mambata kije nyim banko mol lafta hadama dingul dajika na dindul dajika kato dindul ni dajikata otol mi kam mankutu nyimma soto ni ke batay fanasi dingol kulu nya nyimma mbela fin wala so obviously ni atara be wala nyamanta up to this date wo man soto no bari we ate be loring lonkan sew min ka hanisa be loring
wala
na fil ko banko mol nyanta mutala fele foja nimbe fotala wotembo so pour ka wo patio wafi with the agenda itself the principles and policies ya min soto aninka wo nyaton ko wafi ntenga mutako is the most easiest thing you know so that I'm very much convinced
Nento I watched your interview with Fatou mba follow kana throughout but ngaje ye kumofo iko banko president Adama Barrow iti ajele ko amanke maral lati man ko maral mon kuto tala munatina yo kuma kanfo
okay do fanna do la is personal
okay
it's personal because he's somebody I know before presidency somebody I used to love as a family and as a friend hani bi woman manki
boje
Adambaro nga kanu as a family as a friend hani wo domondo hani miskala jat amantala woto adu ngaji ki wole fo ya tinna I am pushing more. I want to push more so that as a happy ending soto. Ntela oposo. Ntela want ka mbela frinka campaign ka make sure UDP ya bondi akana me putinyari ba kana ka bulu. Because tinyaro kuma sitale. Nyalo ka be dimin kanne. Pour akana wara to a magnitude ning abota aina ke kole ya kuti prayer remedy. Nga long wala la amano one aspect. The other thing is he's been tested. Nga minjube wala mintiko in as much as nga feel ko o mankuto o maral mankuto ama soto maral la mankuto ama soto nga feel ko if we come together how did we come together 2016 kumol mil be fota kol min nyanta kela fo kate tambindi ka jako ate tonya hana mankente ngal min suti ala koto bari jamaa ya suti le ko tonya nyim manke moti mi yalan ko ayo higma soto to pour kamara loke bara bota patio min ko to patio nyim barakatale anu patio nyi be soto le so obviously patio nyi nay momon din support at that time e be gagnela le so ning atara keta wonyama anda tayo fana be kala mata jele nin tata ko kono ntenga mirala hakiltu wonyanta tala o pati wala ko to bakele nyaton kaya ko anin ka lafika si maralo siran kan o manyana ka ke isuti between him and the party because dafa wara delo njukal party
be okay
ona sanga so ngaji ko mankita wol belal wo be yengri may min na ngamin longa la kuoto yona sana wol be mankita la kuoto
okay
yaje natana tara kuoto nyimbanko ni yaje mol kafuta no nyoma man ko kam fo ni yaje no salni mbal kafuta no nyoma 2016 pour ka je ko falimoyeke hanni ata preparation o manke after falimola otmo de tobe caring ni yaje wo be ketano system la ya sabu oton tenga mira nata na marul anyanta hakiltu fula sotla
okay
mil kafuta no nyoma pour ka wo falingoke anyanta hakilu la wala koto bari wol be kafuta nyoma dalilo minna pour ka je ko wo system o e clean anyanta hakilu la wotole
akamuntate atala hakiltu wadda sata wo
wala
okay
e baje la system o mi yatina molbe kafuta nyoma atema wo amantara wo jara kan instead mol mi yalon ko be wo system o bambandi kan pour wo system o sabati nu ati yesi se fa wolela ani wol be kekan ani wol bitakan kam wol hadani mi yalon ko wol kafuta nyoma kaje ko wo system o e bo and not against personalities
okay
but system o yin against governance system
okay
you understand personality mil bi je wol manke problem ti bari ning atara wol be wo system kilin wo lafta ka wol balundi ka wo continent wo mu isulati
okay
atani wol be dende be nyi don hadani ka mil yalon koy batata andu ila mol fata during that struggle ngaje ko manke mana betati ninga be wonya ma ngafil ko adama manyana ka me maralola because abe ko min kika abe mola wounds ning aba
increase kan Nyancho, Mbye loko 2026 presidential election is just right at the corner. Abe tonkongotanane andu menkafo previously wala mnyintiko IC ka election on manipulate like a cheating neke. So let's assume they cheated on the 2026 presidential election. UDP will stand bekela muneti towards that.
I don't want to assume they will cheat.
Oh.
I don't want to assume they will cheat.
Okay.
I don't. But let's assume they cheat.
Yes, let's assume they cheat.
Should they cheat? Cheating is wrong. If you cheat, there is a law. You know, we are lawful people. Yalong nkami mfonte lokita. You know, napatio la nyatonko baba. Luatio lam, lualon nalamu. I believe the lualela. Asikole anyawonya. I believe the luala. Bao nyimbanko be marakang lua bulole kang. Because I come for we want to restore constitutional rule and the rule of law.
Okay.
And he being a lawyer, me along quite long, and a constitutional lawyer in particular, you know, a kuoku wakala fikata in Satola. Nimi yo nakarea, asining alatu. Wala na at the same time, Nadia Mutai Samata ko Talibolam, Gafoko la nyate kula, na manke alaya la nyaming. He believed in that he would always say, La hawla wala quwwata illa billah. You understand? And Tita Fongafoko, he is not only a lawyer, but he is the law.
Okay.
You know, so I feel ko ning atara dalilo sotora ko ye sunya roleke cheating neketa mbe loi la costala because coming for ntete force wotala adunte sella furewol pour ka foko kata state house. That's not the issue. I want to sanitize this the politics of this country. I want to sanitize the governance of this country. But in coming for nte ka mutal ko IEC would not cheat.
Okay.
Nte ka wole muta mafo they haven't cheated before, but I will say they won't cheat
this time around.
Okay. No, because most of these IEC people, all of them are Gambian people. What we fighting for is for the Gambia.
Okay.
And if you say the Gambia, it's for everybody. More be stake lesoto, more be nari, more be agriculture, you know, more be in the education, more be health, you know, more be gaipa, you know, more be the IEC, more be in the media. Will be ludula lesoto mi yalan ko be lafring ay sanitize i ludula muli aje ko institution na mi yalan ko a jartale ino andu ngay bunya soto ay hormo soto nga fil ko telefona be la fela wala ye legacy tu ka je ko there was an independent electoral commission mi yalan ko milia institute milia constitute Gambian on them, they have wives and families here and yela do koke Satola anyanta kala nyaming for Gambia transition sort of various transitions.
Okay.
So ngole feel and all those people, more especially Joe Colley, the present chairman. I know him. I used to know him. I used to know him.
Okay.
Malo momondi la mo ini mo lonyalam. There are people who know him otherwise. But for me, I know him. I think he's a very credible somebody, and I want to wish, I institutional lead, so that most of until ngamira IC benyame yarfa IC ngamira IC mo a separate mo les mi ke kemira outside Gambia. But if I came here, Gambia
in the Gambia. Manneh, is UDP by any chance standing to do coalition with other political parties like GDC and all of that?
UDP mamira nene balanta coalition because UDP was born out of a coalition.
Okay.
I said it here.
Yeah, sure.
UDP is a coalition of GPP led by ndeysaan di late Assane Moussa Camara nakeba yalla nte mo kebal la di nolati.
I know.
Adu nyin kebal be ni e ku share ndeysaan. Wallahi gambanko kanula balu. Nyimbanko kanula bala. They wouldn't be happy knowing ko nyimbanko to tenne. Nga ojelo na kebalum.
Sure.
Wallahi. He wouldn't be happy knowing ko banko being alhalol to tenne. Bitaka nyin.
It's like we just change the face, but the system isn't changed.
It's still there. So UDP law ta wala nyama wala nata together ka UDP law and kabiring banning lift fang 2021 election one time UDP still there was this coalition again PPP then under the leadership of OJ I follow you know what in as much as the ban is lifted and then we have done our thing but then let's collide with the UDP the mainstream UDP you understand and then we make sure Usienu lead because UDP la structure nying o ba nyamale adun tel PPP after the ban na structure losing tele demanding.
Okay.
So obviously let us be with them na continue you understand and Usain would lead and if he leads nga jiko soto ko betala nyama and atata wala nyama. So over and over if you go there was a time there was a coalition of or alliance of UDP and NRP
sure.
Balantije. You understand? And then 2016, change Nyata Nyaming, UDP have never said no to that.
Okay.
So today, I'm not saying from UDP, but UDP would work towards that.
Okay.
And my campaign is going to work towards that. Because Mimbembulu, Gambia le Bembulu, Gambia Kole Bembulu, adungaje ko atekeno la kafukilinda makuti. Gambia be kolam. Nyin kafol mil bebe in the opposition. Miral kiline bela, kajeko, baroman sakunda. Nyoridi dom ngi fonyondi domonding Gambia dingol le bije bari be tarla jan ni tara ko kono bari man sakunda la tamandinya anding atela leadership no jenkendi bang na another face even though the same people can come we work because Mbye Gambia dingol leti ha wada mal be tarla je UDP would work towards that. Wanting other political parties or other individuals to come and join hands together to effect change for the Gambia, not for UDP.
Let's talk about Nanama Keita. Nanama Keita is a prominent member of United Democratic Party. Allegation on Leketa. In fact, at the statement of Bonlekafuko, they are trying to report her to the U.S. U.S. Department.
Army.
Yes, exactly. I don't know whether those allegations are true or
No idea.
You have no idea. Okay, before we wrap up, former President of Yaya Jammeh, and he said he's coming to the country, so I don't know how prepared are we.
For his...
Yaya Jammeh Kana.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay. Gambia Dingolam Cartele fighter, 2016, when he was ruling this country. Cartele Fayoning coalition on ya gagné erending keta and he conceded defeat.
Sure.
And a very beautiful statement
of the year,
honestly, and everybody was down at the time and everybody thought he would go back to Kanilai and do his stuff, regroup his party and then come back as an opposition and see what he can do again. All of a sudden ka bring pronouncement keta IEC buluko ye erending soto with the results in the URR. He and his people capitalize on that. Or maybe this could be a fraud all over. So why not we go to elections again?
Yeah.
We are in an impasse. We are in he wanted to see
exactly
and all. Now Kabiru Keta, molu Gambian kolu wutumo ya feel ko they have decided, and then they have the support of the international
communities exactly.
No, he should leave. He should leave. He should go by the first verdict. I mean, you understand? Leaving nga jiki ko akamiyong for there was an agreement, you know, signed by him and probably the heads of the coalition and then the people who mediated his leaving. That he would go under the conditions. So nga jiki ko ala agreement minkang that his leaving should not have been for good.
Oh, okay.
He should go for a time and then come back.
Okay.
So nga jiki ko maybe ayajeleko there is no goodwill in trying to see how he would come back. And then he is communicating with his people because Masakunda bijang bijang. Yeah, I think you can blame them somehow because I patioming ayatujang and that ba lead kang. Woliye woleta yakeko they are forming a coalition or alliance with them.
Exactly.
Wole atina Fabaka Tombonyol, Speaker of the House, will not through a political party led by Jame. You understand? In all the coalition. But will totally for the mall la call for Nyoko. You know, at some point sign ning atara atebe o party o lead kan atetam patioti akafunyame. Silang atemantara ni Masakunda la koto. Atela party o nyemi alonko wol ning Masakunda coalition okay for ila leadership member no njang wol lié position sol sata in the government yalo is so confusing.
Yeah, it's
so frustration o Mbye bijang I think it is the government, the Adama Barrow government me alonko wol nyanta prepare la and worry about his coming or his not coming.
Okay.
But for we as a people, as an opposition, we ain't get no problem. For me, I ain't get no problem with him.
Okay.
You know, if he comes, fine. Jamia comes. If he would join the crusade to make so nganyim bondi, it's fine. You know, he let people million ko Gambia dingol le muti. You know, I commanded okay yaje kani life atanya.
Yeah, sure.
You know, more manya na ko downplay. You understand? Gambia dingol le muti. Your right to belong to any organization, any political party.
Most definitely.
And you new sort of banko la tamandi nyatole, and they can ally with anybody. You understand? And they can join any force also. Because when it comes to 2026, they would vote. And everybody who wants to win would want their vote. You understand? So I have no problem with his rhetoric and stuff.
Abarka bake honorable akamta ko wato men to jaman siya kutenke but janim be bula later how prepared Alial Tawsiti Fatara Nyadila towards the 2026 presidential election because President Barrow ko atial no kabe ganyela come 2026 presidential election. So I don't know how prepared or how sure is UDP standing to win these elections.
Ni la mel taxul ñu gëm. Da nga def ñu gis. That's what I don't call it. You know, President Barrow is my brother. Yeah. You know, he likes to talk.
Yeah, sure.
He likes to talk big and create fun. You know, but for me, niaje nka yeme back ala kumaka sometimes I would say, you know, he should not make too much joke in his rhetorics, in his utterances.
Okay.
You know,
and you think he's making too much jokes on his
too much jokes ninko joke ma mutako abe fiada mala bari for me he among nyim maralo nyim president siram amamuta with seriousness.
Okay.
Amamutako ala life nala legacy lebe dendi nyinna and it's not only him I muso lesoto I dingul lesoto I badingul lesoto mil bokon tel milia lonko we are cling to atela leadership. You understand? Atela bonya anala maralo be kala nyaming would have an impact on Akomo.
Exactly.
So he should be very careful what he say, what he do. Because whatever the case, he will leave.
Okay.
But I believe la nyadi la be mintula okumaya ta bakele. You understand? Yo nteka minje banko be alhalo minto. Atuta banko dingol le bulu ntela preparedness momenti. Well, just to remind the people the cost of living. The cost of living. Gambia dala so untel ka pour ka buying and selling ke. Gambia dala so ning currency dol e be nyaadi le dala so ning CFA be nyaadi le dala so min manke UDP dala so ti amanke NPP dala so amanke GDC dala so Gambia dala so lam abe nyaadi le jumal le yanta do ko kala pour ka ngodi dala so nyinna o mo man sakunda la finance department bari man sakunda fana be tama kan nyaadi le man sakunda ka tama dépense la o dépense ka bo min tole mol bulu ika dundi dulalo to mi ika prioritize le bang mo la interest kan fo ka misappropriate le will be nyanta cross la le you understand?
Okay.
Ning atara jara lo Kenya lo loptano sototal bang ni loptano sotota boro sototal bang ni boro sotota are they affordable ning atara silol lom silol lotale silol manyana ka lo damma silol nyanta lo la pour motole borije motol nyanta kala public motol le nyanta soto la le public motol mil ya lonko man sakunda na nam ko do me kata isa motol sang ni bosol lom bosol ye sang ye sia ila safety kan ntel lañu road conditional ila safety kan mol kataje bari ye cost ila cost nyim fana e tala ye affordable pasol mo nyanta wolle consider not ko boso motol be siakan vanol be siakan those are private owned
sure
pasol bi takan abe koleari
du
molla ko be mutani narete ni aje hani develop countries nyol ila man sakundal nyol ka invest ka trainol soto ka intercity bosses nyol soto and everything ko be long pour ka cost jin tala you understand fo be ke kan ne bang mo nyanta le jele jube you understand so ning atra wo be keri nga fil ko mom moto it's all over mo bele bafga mo be dadi jikirin senol la seno min be nyim banko kan sanji jelu sango sang isa fo mo le tiyo da be kala jin tiyo da be kala nyinde adi enu rata ke wala nyama alla tiyo te notela alla tiyo te nota tiyo kan note mballa tiyo sambe kara sen la liye wave la and everything ate keno la wonyama fo muntuma these are the things me ko they are across the board nga jiki ko it's just a reminding people but mo be are living it ninga be wala nyama mimbe wora medila wala nyanta kala man sakundata but ni mano nge falling because constitution mimbe nyimbanko kan ako yake ya demand mo bulu ya dila sanyi lulu ni ma ka nyama ye bondi e do kiji ni fona ma ka nyama ya bondi ni kam fo moliye sanyi tan saba UDP ning Usain Dabo ba katakan ko londo mimbe bulu miro mimbe bulu nyimbanko la ako data nyaawo nya e be lafla ka nyini mol bulu ye kije pour banko ye munan na molte Tesla ke jube sanji lulu contrat kolam nal yeki ye ni mano ali bondi je
ale do keje
mol manyana ka sila change la for me 2 times from mol ka fole ay tar constitution ko but for me nte be la Gambia ya make sure e ka mol bondi every 5 years 2 times sistaraje but every 5 years e fale mo mondi nata within that 5 years e be la yeku ke mi yan ko be kala legacy le te mol be sewola mol e ko ila tofo ni ta botaje do min binala abe la ka ka continue afana ku kutoke that's the way me rapid growth of development
exactly abaraka bake honorable ko nga fo nyamen rom wato yen so janne bari jannim be bulala la ko wes nga ka nyamen we will like prier ki wot ila kukuma ba mun kukuma be bulo kono e be men tula Gambia no bulo kono before the presidential election
halifa ka min folam e momenti ni ma long ita momenti ta lon ita momenti ni ma long dole bina wotala ay tara balurin dunia arjana kono ay te bula balurin dunia jahannama kono oto mimbe fola na last word mo be ya long imumenti imumenti ite wolon nola kuluwo lafta discipline I think that's very important
sure
funding kewlu ikanila funding ke ya tinya funding kewlu kana hawji funding kewlu si xamme isi ambitious but kana over ambitious funding kewlu kana mutako banko muyte letati ye niole soto je par moro ke balning alfali niole soto fana do ko le soto nyanta min kala nga mo be la cer diala because funding ke ifana bina futala ke baya temboleto andu ila ke baya u batare experience le soto me ya lon ko ifana be do ko kela wo don le milbe funding ke yala wo funding ke kan e fanje too much ka je ko alfal wolde a outdated it is analog leti silang woliye bokko ko don hani wonte moyati because be ka transition le lafta wo kuluwo wo discipline wole inculcate into the people you understand ngata wala ngaje ko mbe Gambia ko leto andu usenu kam min fo wala minte ko ita fo no la Gambia imam mol soto milka fulaka fo mil manke fulote onte Gambia te ite Gambia soto la Gambia mi yalon ko iman sara hulol soto je ani milka sara hulol kan fo ite Gambia soto la iman surwal soto milka surwa kan fo ani mil musurwati oto Gambia is a combination of people of various ethnic groups speaking different languages. What nabe wonyama nsa lonko na ethnicity wo mu identity let drong. But what bonds us together is the Gambianness. Exactly. Gambianness nga nocho. Adu nga guard jealously so that as it for the Gambia our homeland we strive and work and pray that all may live in unity, freedom and peace each day.
Let justice guide
our actions
towards our common good. and join our diverse people. Abaraka Bake, Manneh, contente Bake to have you here for the fourth time, and we wish and hope that this will not be the last time to have you here. About Banko Kolam, come here for Yamendrong, Makumata Bake Prumoye, La Bankoje, Akumata Bake Prumoye, Gambia, Janibe, Fongojala. Most of the time, from Takamim for Lamintiko, Janiba for what your country provide for you. I tell me that team provide ila country, ila banko, ila team ila banko, Yamero Humkulate, me and Akumata Bake, because Nela Bankola post at heart. There are certain things BJB from Korindale Purukol, Hanatara Monkey, Kortale, but because you have the country at heart, you be from Korindale Purukol. I want a Baraka Bake, Medanale Jane, Forten and Nala in Chala, Baraka Bake, Jiberku Nimala, and of course, Hanibim Babala, normally, Kaitandiku, Yancho, the men be Marseco Mafia, Waffle, and near to Waffle, Mulamila Dalilot, Bambaku, because Yancho Membambuloka, people like Dr. Manneh, Big Sam, will came no, genuine reason.
Kwenye ko kartuso be bulu bari ala sabarinde akana
kartuso fayenka
yen sabarinde ni yen sabarinde ala kartuso sembende alin tuje
ni tuje kana amande wala baraka bake thank you guys medan nala jande foten nala inshallah ala baraka bake foten nala